Hey guys, it's Saria. Today we are going to be doing something really fun. Rowan from the Disney Damsels tagged me in this. This tag was created by Miss Cherry. She also has a Disney themed YouTube channel. You should definitely go check her out. So basically what this tag is it's called Look at This Stuff, Isn't It Neat? Which is so appropriate because basically this is a tag to show off your Disney collection and all your Disney glory. So there's different categories and then you pick from your collection which piece you have that fits that category best. Again, Miss Cherry created this and Rowan was the one that tagged me. So let's get right into it. So the first one is your favorite Mickey Mouse item, which I have right here. This is a snow globe from 2014 and it has Fantasia Mickey in it, and then it's on top of Cinderella's castle, and of course on the top we have the famous Mickey ear hat. It says sorry, I'm holding my phone in my other hand. It says Walt Disney World across here. I got this on my husband's and my first solo trip to Disney World. So my very first trip to Disney World, we went with his parents and my niece and nephew, and then we went again, just the two of us, and this is one of the souvenirs that I got. I absolutely love this. It's so cute. When you shake it, it's got little blue stars to match Mickey. I actually collect snow globes. I don't have like a million, but anytime we go somewhere, that's the souvenir I want. So the reason this is my favorite Mickey item, because obviously Mickey stuff is like really easy to find. You can have a ton of it. But the reason this one is my favorite is because this trip was so magical. It was so much fun. Me and my husband literally like laughed and smiled the entire time. We went for a full week and it was just great. The weather was fantastic. I don't think it rained a single day we were there, which for Florida is like an accomplishment. And it was just great. It was just a wonderful trip, and I love thinking about that trip and remembering it. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't have a lot of Disney artwork. Oh, probably say the category. So the category is favorite Disney artwork. I don't have a lot. I've got like random things, like I have this really cool glass insert with Ariel painted on it from Hobby Lobby. And then I have, I think it's called a lithograph of Peter Pan. And then like I might have a couple other things I'm just not thinking of, but I really don't have like a lot. I'm not like a Disney art collector or anything. But this is the one piece of art that I like purchased from an artist. Maybe, oh my god, whatever. You know what I'm saying. So this is a portrait of Ariel and Eric drawn by Marissa Bell. I'm saying that wrong. Hopefully there's no glare. I'll give you zoomed in shots of this stuff. But super cute. This is like my favorite moment between Eric and Ariel is when she's trying to explain to him like who she is and she has no voice and she's like and then she falls off the rock and he catches her and then they like look at each other and they're like, is that what it looks like? That's what it looks like in my head. But anyway, this is kind of that moment. I really love it. She does all kinds of artwork and then she sends you like a print. So it's not the original, but it's also only $7. Like I got this for $7 and so I was like, that's like nothing. And then plus shipping, which I don't think was, I think it was $1 for shipping, so $8 I think. I will link her Etsy shop below. She does other things too, and she's very talented. Just beautiful artwork. I have not seen a piece of her artwork that I'm not like impressed by, so check her out. So next is princess items, so your favorite princess item. This is like hard because I own a lot of princess stuff, and of course I had to pick something Ariel because she is my favorite princess, even though I've already shown you something Ariel. So this is a picture frame that I got when I went to Disneyland in, oh my god, does it have the year? I want to say 2015. I really don't know. I want to say this was in 2015 because I think it was my second trip to Disneyland with my parents when I was a kid or a teenager. But the reason I got this is because it has a little snow globe here, and I told you I collect snow globes of Ariel's castle, and they have these for all the princesses. I don't think they sell these anymore. You might be able to find them on eBay, but I don't know. The price tag's actually still on here. Apparently it was $18. And then it's like got this detailed picture frame with pearl around it, and then it's got starfish and seashells and like seaweed. It's very colorful, and honestly, considering this is, how old is this? How old am I? This is 13 years old. And it still is in really good condition. It's a little dusty right now, I don't know why. I keep this in my daughter's room, and it's got a picture of me and my husband when I was pregnant with her. But I really wanted an Ariel snow globe when we went, and they didn't have any. This was the only thing they had that was a snow globe relating to Ariel. So I was like, I have to have that. So this was, I think one of the only souvenirs I got. I got this and one other thing, which was also a snow globe. I have a problem. But yeah, it's super cute. Goes great in my daughter's bedroom, which is Ariel's grotto themed, and it's still holding up. Okay, so next is favorite plushie, which by the way, I don't say plushie. I always said stuffed animal my whole life, and then I heard the word plushie like 4 years ago, and I was like, what's a plushie? And then people were like, how do you not know that word? And I was like, I don't know. So anyway, so this is, y'all, you thought that last item was old? This is from when I was 5 or 4. I still can't believe I have this, but I kept like everything as a child, and then my parents brought over a bunch of boxes, and they were like, if you want this stuff, you have to store it. And I was like, okay. So I kept the stuff that I really like, was like, I have a sentimental connection to this. So this is a Nala plushie, and it came with a Simba plushie, and their noses are magnets. I'm like, do I have anything metal I can stick to her real quick? No. Anyway, their noses were magnets, and so when you stuck them together, their noses would like hook together. It was so stinky cute. But the morning I opened this was Christmas morning, and my dog got a hold of Simba on Christmas morning and like tore his ear off. And I was like devastated. Like I was like crying, and because this was my favorite thing that I got. Like I was so excited about this. And so my parents ended up getting me another one, and then I just had 2 Nalas for like a really long time. So one was bad Nala, who tried to break up good Nala and Simba. My mom watched a lot of soap operas when I was growing up. Anyway, so this is my favorite plushie. I've held on to this for years, and Calla loves it. And honestly, it's hard to find Nala plushies now, so I'm kind of glad I did because she loves Lion King. Alright, so next category is favorite set of ears, and I have quite a bit of ears just because I make them. I actually don't own a single pair of ears that's purchased. Every pair of ears I own, I've made. So, this was weird, like kind of a weird category, because it was like, which is your favorite pair that you've made? Because that's all you have. I really love this pair I'm wearing right now. This is what I made for Animal Kingdom, and they light up. Let's see if I can turn them on without looking. Probably not. I did a really good job hiding these switches. Oh, I'm showing you my other favorite pair. But I really love these. I got a lot of compliments on them, and I wore these in the rain and was just like, oh, it'll be fine. And it was fine. They still work. But I made this pair on my channel, and they are Rapunzel inspired, and these also light up. And I love these ears so much just because of the ear effect, like the lighting up part. The fact that they light up and it's like the hair lighting up in the song, I love these ears. I haven't had a chance to wear them in Disney World because I haven't been back since this past spring break, and I probably won't get to go again for a really long time, which is really sad. So this is my favorite set of ears just because they're so unique and fun, and I really like Rapunzel, So the next one is free souvenir. So this is my favorite free souvenir. It's a wishing star, and you get this when you eat in Cinderella's castle restaurant. The name is escaping me because that's not what it's called, but you know what I'm saying. So this is my favorite free souvenir. The reason is because Cinderella's castle was magical. Obviously the food was really good, and we got a beautiful experience. So when we came and we met Cinderella, Calla was really good at interacting with the characters, like better than me and my husband, because she always asks them questions, and she does a really good job with that. And so she walked up and she asked her where Jacques and Gus were, and Cinderella was like, oh sweetie, actually they're right up there. And they actually have them up like on a rafter when you meet Cinderella, like kind of diagonal from her. And she pointed, and Calla was like, where? And she was like, sweetie, they're right up there, can you see them? And she was like, no, I don't. So she's holding Calla, so she holds Calla by the hand, and she's like, come on, princess, let me show you. And she walks over, and Calla's in a Cinderella dress, so adorable, and she walks with her, and literally it took a couple minutes because Calla just didn't understand like how high up to look and stuff like that, because she was only like 2.5 at the time. And so she finally like saw them, and when Calla finally saw them, she was so excited. She was like jumping up and down, and she was like, there they are, there they are. And Cinderella's like, we did it. And it was so stinking cute, and it was one of those moments that I was like, this is a magic moment. This is one of those moments that you're just like, where else does this happen? And you don't get that with every character. I mean, that's unrealistic to expect, but that was a good one. So, wishing star for Cinderella. Okay, so the next one is Souvenir for an attraction. By the way, if I'm saying these wrong, I'm just gonna like put the title down here because I'm probably saying every single one of these wrong for what they officially are called, but it's like a souvenir that represents an attraction. So I got this not from my first trip to Disney World. My first trip to Florida, we couldn't afford to go to Disney World, but we went to the Disney Boardwalk, and that's where I got this. I love Alice in Wonderland. I've been to Disneyland, and my favorite ride there when I was younger was the Alice in Wonderland ride where you ride the caterpillar. They don't have that at Disney World, so I picked this up, and I love the teacup ride. We just went with my daughter, as I've said a million times, and she loves the teacups. Oh my goodness, so this is like even better now because she loves it. And what's so cute about this is that it spins. Like, it's so cute. When you shake it, it's just got sparkly glitter in it, or iridescent glitter, and then you've got Cheshire Cat on top, Alice on the side, Mad Hatter on the side, March Hare in the front, which I broke his little hand off. He used to be holding a teacup. I broke it. And then White Rabbit in the middle, if I didn't already say that. And then there's actually tea on the inside. You probably can't see this right now. I'll try to get a zoomed in shot, but there's actually tea inside of the cup, and the cup is like that purple with that design from the ride. It's so stinking cute. I love it. So yeah. So next one is your favorite pin. I don't have a lot of pins. I kind of started collecting them last trip when I bought like 5 on one trip. Before that I had 2 from Disneyland, and the rest were kind of sparingly from like stores like Box Lunch and the actual Disney store and things like that. So this was the pin that I was like, why is this so funny to me? And I feel demented for thinking this is so funny. I loved riding Tower of Terror on our last trip. Like, that might be my new favorite ride. I feel like I have to say other than Flight of Passage, because that flight is like, nothing compares to that flight. Nothing compares to that ride, but me and my husband went on Tower of Terror together, and it was just so much fun. Anyway, so this is a Tower of Terror pin, and when you look at it, it's the elevator. It says service elevator, and it's got like the yellow little hand that moves on the top, and then you have Mickey and Minnie like screaming in terror. But what's so stinking cute about this is when you open it, the middle one has the cable breaking, and then this top one has Stitch, and he's biting through the cable. And he's dressed as a bellhop, like the bellhops in Tower of Terror. Why is this so funny? Am I demented for thinking this is funny? Because technically they're like plummeting to their death, but I don't know. I think this is so funny. And then like you fold it up and you don't know, and then you so that's so cute. I love it. But anyway, so that's my favorite pin. Okay, so next is something sentimental to you, like a favorite memory, and for me, of course, I'm gonna go the route of my family, and so one of my absolute favorite moments on this last trip was when we watched the fireworks show, which I'd never seen before. I've been to Disney World 3 times, been to Disneyland twice, and we've never watched the fireworks show. We always skipped it and went and rode rides. And so I told my husband I really wanted to watch it this time. Now, like, we have a daughter, and I think she'd really love it, and she did. And it was, oh my god, it was so beautiful. It's Happily Ever After, I think it's called, and I loved it. Oh my gosh, like, I hate to be so cheesy and corny, but y'all, it was like, it was so cold that night, and I had a sweatshirt, my husband didn't, so he was like, it's gonna be so expensive, and I was like, just let me go see what I can find. So we were sitting on Main Street, and so I was like, we're already here, I'll go look. So I went and looked, and then I found this blanket, and I came back and I was like, I found a blanket, we can share it. And so we sat on the ground and like draped the blanket over all of us. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not like humongous. It's really just like for someone my size, and that's it, or child. But it's so cute. It has a Mickey hat, a Minnie shoe, the ice cream Mickey pop. It's got the dragon from that like Maleficent turns into from Fantasmic. It's got Space Mountain, it's got the castle, Dumbo, the teacups, the clock from It's a Small World, the bird from Enchanted Tiki Room, and then it also has Mickey's glove, Minnie's bow, Mickey's shoe, little Mickey heads, and the horse from the carousel, the train, and then the hat from Sorcerer Mickey. Was that enough stuff? Did I say and enough? Anyway, but literally, like, I love this blanket so much, not just because it's super soft, and it was, I feel like this was not super crazy overpriced for a Disney World blanket. Like, I was a little scared when I saw it because I was like, oh, it's gonna be like 45 bucks. I don't remember how much it was. I'll try to link all this stuff if it's still for sale right now, but it was super soft, it kept us warm, it did its job, and then on top of that, that was just a beautiful magic moment that we had, and so this just reminds me of that. Sorry guys, I know I talk for forever. I will try to cut this down as much as possible, which is gonna be sad because y'all are gonna see this and be like, wow, this is the cut down version? Yes. Okay, so my favorite apparel item is actually one that I made. So y'all have probably seen shirts like this. It's like the Starbucks logo, but then it's got like a Disney character inside and it says something different than Starbucks, obviously. So I decided to make my own, and I made these for my husband, me, and my daughter, but we all had different characters. So this one was mine. And I don't know how well you can see this, but it's Te Fiti in the middle, and then instead of holding Moana in her hand, she's holding a coffee cup. And then it says Te Fiti's Island Roast, and instead of the stars on the logo, it's like her little heart swirl. But yeah, I designed this myself. I obviously found a blank Starbucks circle template. I don't know if it really counts as a template if it's just 2 circles, but you know what I'm saying. And then I found a coloring page, and I used my silhouette to my silhouette software to trace it, but then I had to go in and thicken the lines. It actually ended up being quite an ordeal. These were very difficult to make. However, they turned out very cute. I really, really loved this shirt, and I got to wear this with my Te Fiti ears in the park. The only thing that breaks my heart about this shirt is that it's white, and I spill and stain everything that's white. So I rarely wear it because I know I'm gonna ruin it, and as I'm looking at it right now, I'm literally like, oh look, it's stained. My life, guys. Whatever. I still love it. It's still my favorite. So next is favorite Marvel or Star Wars item. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. If you are, great for you. Like, that's great. I don't think they're bad movies or anything. I think they're fantastic movies. I'm just not a big Star Wars person. I feel like I'm just digging my hole deeper. Anyway, I love Marvel. However, I was very shocked to see I own nothing Marvel. Like, I have Captain America shirts, but I was like, that's kind of lame. And so I found this. It's like a little Thor action figure, but it's not an action figure. He used to be on a little flash drive that was like stone, and so when you plugged your flash drive into your computer, like Thor would be standing next to your computer. He also used to have a hand and a hammer and a foot. He does not anymore. He's literally destroyed. I don't know how I still have this, but he was on my little shelf of like things in my classroom, and I was like, that's Marvel. So Thor. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of cop out on a couple of these because I don't have the item anymore. So Maleficent is my favorite villain. However, a few years ago I had a friend who got me a coffee mug, which I actually just posted this on my Instagram today, so that's kind of funny, but it was a coffee mug and it was like a goblet. I'll put a picture of it here. But it was like a goblet, and it had the evil queen on the front, and on the back it said Queen of Everything. And it was so beautiful. It was my favorite coffee mug ever, and I don't even like really have a favorite coffee mug now. I have ones my students have gotten me that mean a lot, but just because they're sentimental, but I don't really have like a favorite coffee mug. And one day I was washing it and it like clinked into the side of the countertop and it just broke, and I tried to glue it back together and then it broke again. It just crushed my heart, which is so appropriate for the evil queen. But yeah, that was my favorite villain item, which I no longer have, and I can't find it. The only ones I found on eBay are like way too expensive. So, and then the next one I'm also going to show a picture of just because I haven't done this yet, and so it's favorite park outfit or like dream park outfit. So Disney does tons of special events, and obviously Disney bounding is very popular now, where you like dress to emulate a character since you can't actually wear a costume in the park if you're a grown-up. So there's a day in Disney World and Disneyland called Dapper Day, and it's basically a day where everyone dresses kind of vintage. And there's not like a specification on the year. I would say most of the time it looks more 40s, 50s, but people do 20s and the 30s and the 60s and all kinds of stuff. It's so stinking cute and I love it. And so I'm gonna put a picture right here of an outfit that I'm like, girl, yes. I don't know who this person is because I found the picture on Pinterest and it wasn't linked anywhere, but girl, yes. Like, that is what I would want to do. I would want to Dapper Day, probably go 1950s and dress up probably as a villain just because that would be so much fun. And this is an image of the Evil Queen dressed up as that, or you get what I'm saying. Dapper Day Evil Queen, which is super cute. So that's my dream park outfit. So I'm just like kind of super lame with these end ones because I don't have like things to show you. I mean, I do have something to show you for this one, but so this is an Epcot pin that I got, and I had to have an Epcot pin with Figment on it this past time I went. But I thought that this said 35 years or 35th anniversary because this year was Epcot's 35-year anniversary. And so it doesn't. It just says Epcot and it says let your imagination soar, which is super cute. I love Figment. I just rode this ride for the first time with Figment this past time and I was like, I need a Figment pin. Yeah. But I got this pin, I was super excited about it, and then after I bought it, I noticed that there were other ones with the year anniversary and I was like, oh, come on. So this is supposed to be for a special event, like a souvenir from a special event. I don't really have one. This is the closest thing I have for being 35 years, but really special events are like Food and Wine Festival and the Flower Garden, which I was there for Flower and Garden Festival, but I didn't get anything to represent it, so this is me trying. So this last one is favorite item from your collection, like period. This was really hard, so I kind of just went like the most expensive thing I have because I didn't know what else to do. I have a lot of stuff. And so this is Cogsworth. He is a working clock, although mine does not work that great. We got home, I unpackaged him, I put him on the shelf, or on the countertop, and then my daughter was sitting in one of the bar stools we have, and she like messed up his clock hand, and now I can reset him, but he usually falls a couple minutes behind. So I need to replace the battery, and I'm hoping, yeah, because this is like an off-brand battery. So hopefully by replacing the battery, his time will work, because part of the reason I was okay with spending this much money is because he's a working clock. Like, so I really need him to work again because, oh my gosh, it's like, if he's not a working clock, then he shouldn't be as expensive as he is. Right, bud? But anyway, I'm gonna stop wiggling him because I feel like I'm making... But yeah, my husband surprised me with getting him for me. I said he was too much. I was like, he's too expensive. It's not worth it. But then my husband was like, no, I know you really, really want it. So he bought it for me because my husband is the sweetest. So... thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I make videos twice a week, and they kind of have been going up on random days, so make sure you hit that notification bell so that you're notified when the new videos do go up. Because this is a tag, I'm going to tag a couple of my Disney friends the way that I was tagged, and I cannot wait to see their videos and their collections. Check out their channels. They're all very talented, very fun to watch YouTubers. So the first one is going to be Beth from TheCollectionearsClub, and I will have her linked below along with the other ones. I would also like to tag Coral from Coral Joy Coral from Coral Joy Travels. I don't think that Rowan already tagged her, so I'm gonna tag her. And then third, I'm going to tag Melissa from PixieDustandPins. So go ahead and check out those girls' channels. Girls, if you're watching this, you're tagged. So I'll have the questions for this tag below. And then also in the comments, please let me know some of your guys' favorite stuff. You can answer all of these, some of these. If you do it on your YouTube channel, let me know because I definitely want to watch. I love watching tag videos, and especially when they're about Disney collections. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!